Hey guys, welcome. Michael here, the founder of Slashdev, and today I want to talk to you about some of the backend technologies that we see as being the leaders in 2022. This is both what we see in our network in terms of the developers, as well as what we see on the client side in terms of job opportunities. So the clear number one framework we see is Node.js. There are so many jobs for Node.js engineers, and there's definitely a bit of a shortage in terms of highly talented engineers who have experience in Node.js. This allows you to build both your front end and back end in JavaScript, which is really powerful for companies. It allows companies to build highly performant web applications. Companies like Netflix are seeing huge performance improvements when they switch over to Node.js. And overall, it's the clear number one framework we see. There's so much momentum behind Node.js and the community there right now. Also, Golang is an excellent choice if you're looking to build a backend. It excels with computationally heavy projects. So if you're doing something where you're sending video data to then have a neural network analyze it, and you need to send the results back to the car on where to turn, Golang could potentially be a great option for that. We see a lot of our top engineers learning Golang due to this, and just an excellent all-around framework. And due to the shortage of Golang engineers, it's one of the highest paying backend frameworks that you can know today. Python I would call a do-it-all framework. Obviously, Python's one of the first programming language that you learn these days. It's great for data science, data manipulation. It's great for machine learning, TensorFlow, and other machine learning libraries. And it's also great for doing backend APIs. Both Flask and Django are excellent frameworks for building backends. And so really you can't go wrong with a Python backend either. C# is one of the most long-standing and trusted languages and frameworks for building backends. ASP.NET for building backend APIs. With the support of Microsoft, you have nearly unlimited documentation and support. This is excellent for larger applications, enterprise level applications, and you'll always have the support of Microsoft along the way. PHP is a very strong framework as well. PHP in and of itself, I wouldn't say I recommend, but there are excellent frameworks such as Laravel, Cake PHP as well. Laravel especially is very easy to use and quick to throw up APIs that have user authentication and login straight out of the gate. And so PHP, being that most of the internet has been built on PHP, it's been around forever, so it's an excellent language with strong frameworks for building backends. Java is incredibly powerful. Java is everywhere, and if you look at older enterprise applications, a lot of them are built on Java in the backend. Oracle obviously is the flag bearer of Java, and so you see a lot of their applications and other large enterprises that have used Java. But in terms of new projects, you just don't see many new projects in Java just because it's a bit clunky and you have to write a bit too much code. You see newer frameworks like Node, Golang, even Python, and Laravel as well, starting to take up some of these newer projects because it's just faster to build. It's faster to get your MVP to market. Ruby, I would say Ruby is on the downtrend, but still a major backend framework with Ruby on Rails. It seemed to have had its peak several years ago, and so now it's quite rare that we do see projects in Ruby on Rails and Ruby. And it's very hard to find engineers who are skilled in Ruby and Ruby on Rails. That's not to say that there are not projects in Ruby, but it's not as common. And so if you were building a backend today, I would not recommend that you build it in Ruby and Ruby on Rails unless you already had a core competency to do that and you were comfortable making that strategic decision to build in Ruby. And so that sums up our top backend technologies of 2022. Thank you.